I'm Bob Ferris, and I'm the Executive Director of Yestermorrow Design Build School in Warren, Vermont. It's called Yestermorrow because it's a blending of yesterday's craft and durability and tomorrow's technologies. Yestermorrow was founded in 1980 by John Connell, who was an architect of renown, and he actually started out teaching prisoners how to build and design things and giving them skills when they got out of prison. Then he moved here to Warren and then founded this school, bringing people in that knew little or nothing about building and then teaching them about building and design so that they could communicate with their architects and builders, and then also bringing in architects and builders so they could communicate better with people who wanted to have a house built. The core of what we do is teaching here, and we do that with more than 111 faculty members. These are world-class either craftsmen or architects, and we're very pleased to have them. This room is where most of the creativity in the school occurs. Our bread and butter courses here are 2-week design build courses, and basically people come here for 2 weeks. They live on campus for the most part, and they immerse themselves in the design process and also the building process. I come in here and people are in here at 6:30 in the morning, and they're here till 2 o'clock in the morning, and they're happy about it, because they have, they're building their dream home or designing their dream home, and this is their one shot at these architects. What will happen is people will come in here with the idea of building like a 5,000 square foot house or something like that, and then they'll get nudged. Let's take it down to 2,500 square feet. Can you get redundancy in some of your rooms? How are you going to handle these systems? Is this realistic? And what climate are you in? And all those sorts of questions, and it's really a joy to watch. The kitchen started out as an experiment. We wanted to make sure that people were taking permaculture classes interacted with people taking stained glass classes, or that designer builders were interacting with people that were making boxes and doing some of that woodwork. Because it's really nice to sit out there and somebody go, "What are you taking?" And they go, "Permaculture," and they'll go, "Oh, what is that? Is that alchemy or something?" And then they get into a discussion about what it's all about. Our programs are evolving. The shortest class is a day. Our longest class, just a single class, is 17 days, and that's in the Dominican Republic. This summer we did something which we call the Natural Building Intensive, and the students came here in June and are going to finish that up in August at the end of this week. This is what happens when you have somebody from MIT and somebody who is a Knots guy from Boy Scouts come together and design something. And basically what they were trying to do here is build a sunshade for this table that they'd built. This puppy right here is part of our, I think so. I think it's still got enough structural integrity, but it's one of the products of our rustic furniture class. This is the first Forever Young Treehouse Foundation treehouse, and it's built for people in wheelchairs, and it's a wheelchair accessible treehouse, but the first one was built here at Yestermorrow.
Great view.
We teach architecture and design build better than some of the architectural institutions. Why aren't we doing it, and why aren't we doing more of it? The answer to that question is that we're not accredited in the same manner that they are. Those guys are the traditional guys, and they're set on this path. We think the path is like this. How do we get the people who are going through that path to come through our path, because this is a better way? Architects learn architecture and they go to universities and they look at great designs, but they never touch a hammer. And I think touching that hammer or picking up the saw or working with wood and getting that feel for it really influences the way you design things, because you get a better understanding for what works, and we think that's the way architecture should be taught. A lot of the solutions are going to come from places like this, so the more people that know about what we're doing, the more people that come here or go to places similar to Yestermorrow, the better off we'll all be. You look at direct mail coming from environmental groups, and it's, every time you stomp on a gas pedal, a baby polar bear dies a little bit. And while that seems like it's hyperbole, it's really not. And we have to kind of figure out, how can we sort of live in that yester fashion and marry into that a lot of the conveniences and the health benefits and all the other things of the morrow end of it. And if you're able to do that, I think that's what I would urge people to think about.